Welcome back to Rivals of the East. I'm your host, Buzz, with co-host Sean. Sean, week 3 is in the books. Week 4 is already here. Wild that it's already almost week 4. And I don't know if you know this or not, but Miami, they scored a lot of points, Sean. What was that? 70 points.
Yeah.
How fitting. Sean Payton, the guy who ran up how many scores with the Saints, with Drew Brees and all them,
I believe it was
gets
63 points against, it was either the Browns, I think it was.
it was the Cleveland Browns. That's right. And now here we are. He got 70. He got railroaded. God almighty. Devin Achan had 203 yards rushing on 18 attempts. Mostert had another 80-something yards, plus another 50 or 60 receiving. Hill had about 100 and something, almost 200 yards, and a tutty on there. Tua had about 300 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, 3 incompletions. Listen, not much to really say about this, to be honest, other than the Broncos, straight trash. Just straight trash. And Miami, rolling on all cylinders. I mean, there's not much else you can do. There's not a whole lot to say about the game, other than it was a very satisfying victory as a Dolphins fan to see 70 points on the board. So I don't want to spend too much time on it because really, I mean, Russ played decent, actually pretty good. That defense is just horrendous. And of course, Vance Joseph, the old defensive coordinator for us, former head coach of the Broncos, he was used to having the time of his life. And boy, he was on that Sunday. His defense gave up 70 points.
He was on the receiving end of someone having the time of their life.
He sure was. What happened with the Patriots, Sean? Did you finally
As
get a W?
as memorable as it was for the Dolphins, it was as forgettable for the Jets. 15-10 win over the Jets. Patriots finally notched their first win. Bad raining conditions. Just one of those games you expect exactly what happened, where it's two defenses and two teams just running the ball into each other, one only doing it successfully being the Patriots. You saw a little bit of Zeke actually have some success running the ball. He had 15 carries for 80 yards. And Pharaoh Brown, I don't know if you guys ever heard of that guy. He's our third string tight end, comes away with a 70-plus yard touchdown reception. The only touchdown of the game at that. Many field goals, a lot of missed ones. Yeah, it was a pretty forgettable game. Patriots defense absolutely limited, 36 pass attempts for Zach Wilson, and he had 15 completions for 176 yards. So yeah, Patriots did their job. Matthew Judon sacked for a safety, and that all but sealed the game for the Patriots, continuing the trend of injuries and forgettable offensive line play. Trent Brown comes away with an actual great game for himself. So I'm glad that the Patriots offensive line, or at least Trent Brown, is doing his part. Cole Strange got a little banged up in the game again. No Jonathan Jones still, but Christian Gonzalez being the shining star of that secondary continues. So there are some good things to look forward to. But I don't know about you. What are they saying about the Dolphins for this next week?
Well, big matchup coming up, Sean. We got gifted a home game for Buffalo here. Well, I should say the Bills got a home game, and we are gifted the opportunity to play them at home in Buffalo in October instead of December. So the weather not going to be a factor. I think it's going to be like in the 60s, clear skies. But the biggest thing that's going into this game is Josh Allen, of course, as you know, hasn't been exactly playing at a superstar level. He's for the season, I think it is, as far as the stats go. I mean, he's 80 for 110, 728 yards, 5 touchdowns, 4 picks. He's thrown quite a few picks, but he's taken a lot more of those underneath throws now. Diggs has got about 280 yards and a touchdown. compare that in contrast with their running game, which has picked up a lot this year, surprisingly. I mean, all these years they had Devin Singletary, right? They had other guys. They didn't run. And now the rookie, I think it is Cook, they got 44 carries, 267 yards rushing. They're running the ball effectively. Their defense is the number 2 defense in the NFL.
Who's number
So,
one?
who do you think? Take a guess.
No. Browns?
Yes, the Cleveland Browns by a long shot.
No.
So, imagine if the Browns actually had a good offense, but
Hey, it's good enough.
not without Nick Chubb. So, with Nick Chubb, yes, not without. But Bills are playing all cylinders on defense, which I was shocked. I thought, now, okay, we'll talk about Patriots, Cowboys coming up here, but let me analyze this. As far as like key players, before we go diving into what I think is going to happen in this game, couple noticeable names obviously out. Von Miller is still out, right? Jordan Poyer at safety got ruled out. That's a big blow for Buffalo. I think they're going to have Taylor Rapp back there at safety. So Poyer's the veteran, though, although his speed's not there as much, his experience is, so that's a blow for them. Miami side of the ball, Eric Ezukanma's out. He kind of played a little bit of a Debo Samuels type role the last few weeks, a little here and there. Questionable is Savon Ahmed, Connor Williams, Teron Armstead, Deshaun Elliott. And as far as also been ruled out on top of that, Jalen Phillips. So second week in a row, Jalen Phillips is out at edge rusher. So that means you're going to be seeing Manuel Agba in rotation. Maybe move Van Ginkel. Going to get ginked, perhaps. Right? No, but Sean, I look at this matchup, man, and it's in Buffalo. The Bills have been playing well defensively. Miami's been playing really well offensively. Defensively, we're 21st, so we're not playing really hot. Teams can run the ball at will against us pretty much. We don't give up the big plays, but we get carved up consistently. Josh Allen's been playing a lot more underneath. He's flashy enough where he can make those throws that most quarterbacks can't here and there. So the only hope that we have to win this game, I think, is we got to win the turnover battle. They're going to have to get Tua protection. The Bills lead right now with almost 60% of their snaps. They get pressure with 4-man fronts. That's insane. So I don't know, man. It's gonna be a close one. It's gonna be high scoring, I think. It's hard for them to stop, but I do think that it's gonna be a high scoring game. I'll give my prediction here in a second, but what are your thoughts watching as a lowly Pats fan over there?
Um, I think, like you're saying, the Bills are getting pressure. I don't think it's really going to matter because I think all it takes is one or two drives out of each quarter for the Dolphins to go down and score. It's going to take a few mistakes. Defenses, like I don't think the Bills have the horses to pull that carriage enough for them defensively to kind of take over the game. Patriots have a good defense, and they still allowed them to score. I don't think the Bills are that good defensively. I think asking Josh Allen to have a non-turnover prone kind of day is probably a little much. I think there's going to be a mistake actually on both sides of the field. I think it's going to be the Dolphins and the Bills probably making a few mistakes. But I think the Dolphins are going to do enough to score, and I think the Bills will be close the entire time. So it's going to be a back and forth kind of game, but not exactly running up the score. Maybe in second half it'll seem like they're going back to back, but I kind of got the 24-28 kind of feel Dolphins taken over in the fourth quarter. Just that last
Man,
little score to notch it and put it away.
I'm going to say this. If Bills don't get pressure, Miami's going to win this game 34-21. That's going to be my prediction. If the Bills get the pressure and they can force the mistakes and they can't get the timing and rhythm going and they're going to rely predominantly on a run game to kind of offset that a little bit, I don't think we'll be able to. Because here's the thing, Buffalo thrives on being the team to score first and put pressure on the opposing offense. Now, Miami can
I
answer
think every
back.
team plays better that way.
Well, statistically speaking, this season, the Bills have played better when that's been the case. Miami, they've responded well to that. But it's also been a situation of like, look, if the Patriots had a semi-coherent offense, they probably would have won that game. That's just the reality. Tua turned the ball over. They stalled out multiple drives. The defense held strong against us. They gave up 24 points. That's why they ultimately lost. But the reality is, we scored 70 points the next week. So I listen, the Bills get pressure. I think they'll win 31-28 kind of thing. If they can't get pressure and it's just going to be like, go ahead and make your plays, Miami will win this one 34-28 or 34-24 or something like that. I think it'll be like a two-score game at that point. That's my prediction there. But we'll see. Poyer out. I think that plays a big part in that. But Phillips is also out. We'll see what happens. Anything could happen. It's in the NFL, right? But what about the astounding game coming up with the Cowboys and their missing entire front offensive line against the 17 points per game offense juggernaut of the Patriots?
To be fair, I didn't see anyone actually rolled out. Actually, nothing was in pretty much any of the updates, but
Are they
apparently,
questionable, quote
yeah,
unquote?
yeah,
Okay.
I believe everyone's practically what 3 out of their 5 starting linemen are
I wake up
questionable.
every day questionable,
Yeah,
Sean.
yeah, exactly. I'm questionable to want to work today. Cole Strange ruled out, Jonathan Jones again, and this is really unfortunate because I think the Patriots could really use that matchup. So it's gonna be Christian Gonzalez on CD Lamb. CD Lamb, he's no wide receiver to sneeze at, but I think Christian Gonzalez has been more than serviceable. Actually being defensive rookie player of the month.
Well, who did he cover in that
Uh,
first month? Let's see. Tyreek Hill,
yeah,
Devonta Smith, AJ Brown. Um, who else did he cover? Did he cover
Garrett Wilson.
Wilson?
Yeah,
Yeah, Garrett Wilson. So
he did.
that's four top receivers right there. So I give him credit. He's
Yeah,
a really
no,
good
he's
draft
been
pick.
excellent.
Really good draft
Obviously,
pick.
outside of the Dolphins still winning the game, that was a really nice pick he made over to out snatching, making an athletic play coming across the field to the sideline,
Little
snatching
Hill
that
didn't
pass up.
stand a chance, man.
Yeah, it'll I mean, he's a lot bigger than him, I'll say that. But so for this game, it's Mike McCarthy's taken a different approach as in years past, where they kind of were more of a throwing team when they had Amari Cooper and everything. They've gone away with that without having Kellen Moore as their offensive coordinator. It's more of a play action, run first kind of game. So this kind of plays in the Patriots' hands when you're talking about Jonathan Jones being out. Aquale was placed on IR after the Jets game, and Godchild did miss some time, which this does not play well to the Patriots' strengths because the strength of their defense is up the center. Our linebackers and safeties play pretty well against the run. So the potential probability of not having Godchow and Aquale is a bit of an issue. Christian Barmore is more of a third down defensive tackle. So yeah, I think Mike McCarthy will stick to it. Unless the game goes sideways in halftime, they throw out the game plan and they start spreading it out. I don't see it happening. So I think it's going to be a pretty ugly game yet again, where the Patriots defense is going to have to be the star. Um, Hopefully the Patriots last week was the first time they actually scored in the first quarter and they held on to that and stayed in the lead, and that's why you saw the Patriots kind of play their kind of ball where they were teeing off on Zach Wilson. However, I do not see that being the case. I think if they do score in the first quarter, they will be answered back, whether it's 3 points, 7 points, 10 points, it's going to happen. So my prediction of the game is it's going to be pretty ugly. A lot of running of the ball on both sides. Patriots doing it just a little more effectively. Hopefully Mondre gets ahead of steam this week. 17-24 costly turnover. Dak Pickscott turns and rears his ugly head back again. I think the Patriots come away with the win. Shocker. Stunning. Because they didn't just like lose to the Cardinals
Yeah,
the
I was
week
about to
before,
say
but
they didn't just lose to Joshua Dobbs, your all-star quarterback
hey,
from
hey,
Madden.
I'll have you know the Cowboys are averaging 28 points a game, so that's a little more in the Patriots kind of score at all this season.
Listen, reality is Mike McCarthy is a Super Bowl winning head coach. Did you know that? He won a Super Bowl.
Was that like 8 years ago?
It was 2011. But that's besides the point, okay? If there's listen, I say that because I want to give Mike McCarthy his flowers per se, or maybe since he was in Green Bay for so long, his cheese curds. Now that he's in Texas, his brisket. But the reality is, Mike McCarthy is not a good head coach. He hasn't
No.
been a good head coach for a very, very long time. And I feel though with the Cowboys, listen, Sean, they figured out who killed Tupac before the Cowboys made it to another Super Bowl. Did you see that?
No.
Yeah. They figured out who shot Tupac.
No.
The Cowboys still haven't been in the Super Bowl since then. Okay? So what does that mean? Because they found Tupac's killer, are the Cowboys going to the Super Bowl? Not with Mike McCarthy. I don't think so.
Yeah.
But I
They
will
better
say,
hope they have Suge Knight hire a hitman too. I don't know
listen,
what else to say.
listen. West Coast, East Coast, it doesn't matter. It's all Dallas, baby. Them boys. But I do want to say this. I think the Cowboys have a ton of talent on their team. Obviously, personnel wise, one of the best in the NFL. I got to give them credit for that. The offensive line they got is unbelievable. You make faces if you want, but it's just the truth. Now, what can you do with all that talent if you don't have good coaching? Well, you're getting the results of that. Barely squeaking into the playoffs, losing games you should win, not playing to your personnel strength. It cost them against the Cardinals. Um, I'm actually going to say the Cowboys do squeak out a win against the Patriots because I do think your boy, Mac Jones, will probably make a mistake, and that will be the deciding factor. Could be a fumble, could be trying to hit somebody else in the nuts. I'm not sure, but he'll probably make some kind of mistake. And, then you'll start hearing the rumblings of what about Bailey Zappi?
No.
Maybe it's Zap Attack time.
No.
I
After
don't
what I
know.
saw in the preseason, that's not even a possibility.
Listen, that's preseason. That doesn't count. No, I do think the Cowboys will squeak out a win, though. Jonathan Jones being out is probably a big factor for that. I think that they're going to be playing to running the ball a lot more, especially if they can up the middle on you guys. And I think that'll be where it comes down. I think Dallas wins 24-21. Squeak out a victory.
Righty.
That's what I think. Now, we have been at it here, Sean. We've been doing our spread picks. And right now, who's winning right now? We've been doing this for the last few weeks. We're gonna start this new part of the show here. We're gonna start picking our spreads right here on the show. So when Sean keeps screwing up on his straight ups, you'll know exactly who to turn to for your betting odds. That's me. But what do we got right now so far?
So right now you're winning in the straight up picks, and I'm winning in
Oh,
the
I just
spread.
said it. Thank you.
Yeah, so good thing for people that actually bet. Spreads where you make money. You don't make money for straight up picks. So
Yeah, you do.
that's gonna be no.
I
No
have.
one does that. I bet, and last time I check, I used to win those football pools all the time. So
You're in the wrong pools. That's ones with all the noobs.
yeah, they're swimming in kiddie pools like your
They're
Miami
the ones that
Dolphins.
watch 80 for Brady.
Yeah. Yeah,
Anyways,
no, and thankfully I can say I haven't watched that either.
it's
I'm
set.
not
It's.
my twilight of my years as an old lady trying to
I saw it. It was
grasp
still
on to
sitting in
some
your Amazon
excitement.
cart. It
So
wasn't to rent. It was to buy, Sean. All right. So what do we got? What's this
all
week?
right.
Let's make our picks here.
So Lions and Packers. What you got?
Well, we already did Lions and Packers.
Yeah. What would you have?
I had Packers
Go
for
ahead, say.
both.
Oh, so okay. Well, I guess it's a good thing
Yeah,
I had Lions for both. So safe to say I got that tally real
that's
early.
fine.
Um Falcons at Jags. Jags are giving up 3.
I got Jags, and I'm gonna go with both.
Okay. I'm gonna go Falcons both.
Okay. Jumping on the Bijan fanboy hype train here, huh?
Bengals giving up 2.5 at Titans.
Oh God, Ryan Tannehill still starting.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, Titan or Bengals both. Not like Joe Burrow's been playing great, but
Yeah.
good enough.
It's
Just
been
just
hobbling.
enough to
Oh,
help
he was taken
chase
off
with
the
you.
injury report, but he was still hobbling in the last game scene. So I'm gonna call bull crap on that one. Um, Broncos giving up 3.5. Yeah,
This is the
isn't
game
that
of the week
something?
for me. This is the game
Isn't
of the
that
week for me.
something though? How are the Broncos giving up
Who are
points
they playing?
after
Tell the folks
letting a
who are they
team drop
playing?
70?
Who are they playing?
Bears, the
See,
amazing Chicago Bears.
let me put this in perspective before we make this pick. The Broncos gave up 70 points, right?
Yeah,
The Bears still have a worse point differential on the season.
yeah,
Let that sink in.
good team.
So Broncos giving up what?
3.5.
Broncos both.
Commanders at Eagles. Eagles giving up 9.
You didn't pick Broncos and Bears.
Yeah, that's accurate. I'm gonna have to come back to that one.
All right, Eagles, Commanders. Eagles giving up what?
9.
I'm gonna go Eagles split. Commanders have been playing some
Yeah,
close game.
I'd agree with that. I don't know. Eagles, I'll say they're 3-0. Offensively, they haven't been totally convincing.
They're a flaky 3-0. They're like
Yeah,
the wheels are still on, but they're getting wobbly.
I agree. So yeah, I'm a split too on that one. Rams at Colts. Colts giving up 1.
Uh, Colts giving up 1.
Anthony Richardson is back as well.
I am going to pick the Colts, but I'm gonna give a split there.
I'm gonna go both on the Colts. My boy Anthony Richardson in fantasy, he's been helping me. He's been helping me, so I'm gonna go double down on that.
Yeah.
And Ravens at the Browns. Browns giving up 1.5.
I'm gonna go Browns split.
Browns split. I'm gonna go both Browns. Defense is playing well. Offense is good enough. Ravens, dude, Lamar Jackson is turning into a turnover machine.
Well,
He had 4 turnovers last week.
Yeah, they did. Saw that money went to his head. He's got Odell though, secret weapon.
Good
Mr.
thing he
No
could thank his
MCL.
agent himself or his mom. Who knows? Steelers giving up 3 at Texans.
Stroud's been playing pretty good, man. Is he hurt?
I don't think so. I haven't heard
I'm thinking
anything.
of Bryce Young. Never mind. I'm gonna go Steelers both.
Steelers both. I'm gonna go Texans both.
You can't make it happen. I'm sorry.
George Pickens is injured.
Kenny Pickens.
Yeah. Vikings giving up 4.5 at Panthers. They don't have much faith in the Panthers, huh? Weird.
I'm gonna go Vikings both.
It's almost like they have Andy Dalton starting for the Panthers.
They do.
Yeah, how unfortunate.
I think
Is
Kirk
this
gets
the
his W.
first win? Yeah, yep.
Kirk gets his
Vikings
W.
both. Yeah.
Kirkland Cousins gets his W.
Raiders, the Chandler Jones-less Raiders.
Dude, that was a. He goes on Instagram and he starts threatening people to kill them. And then, like, hours later, police show up and arrest him. And then the Raiders go, "We wish him all the best." And then they release him.
Yeah, he may have gotten his brother's cocaine stash. I'm not sure what's going
Could
on
have.
over there.
You don't know.
But yeah, Raiders at Chargers. Chargers giving up 5.
Jimmy's hurt, right?
Yeah, I think it's going to be Brian Hoyer.
Chargers both. Isn't Hoyer still to this day on that field in Kansas City holding the ball from that Patriots game like 3 years ago?
Here, let me tell you something.
Tell me about how much
defense is still playing against Devontae Adams, Josh Jacobs,
Yep,
Hunter Renfrow.
That's right.
And Myers.
And I still have more faith in the Chargers
that's why
defense.
I'm a split. I'm a split on this one.
Oh, I think Chargers are going to cover it.
Cards at the Niners. How many points do you think the Niners are giving up? That's the question.
11?
14.
Ooh. All right.
So they're not buying. They're not buying the Cards.
I'm going to go Niners, but I'm going to split because I think the Cardinals could easily be a 3-0 team right now. They've been in every game,
Yeah.
and it's a divisional game, and they play tough. So
I'm a split because
that's just too much, anyways.
honestly, most teams I don't even care. Like 14 points, all it takes is garbage time for them to get within 14. So I'm not doing that. I'm splitting on that one. Um, Chiefs giving up 9 at the Jets.
I'd take both.
Yeah, gonna take both Chiefs.
Yeah, because Zach Wilson's still starting, and that Jets are done. Jets gave up. It's over.
Yeah.
Once Rodgers went down and they got that W against Buffalo, it was like, that's it.
You think Kelsey's gonna score twice?
Once on
One
the
in the
field
booth,
and
one on the field.
yeah. I think that
He's a Swiftie.
I think that Midwestern women everywhere were celebrating on that. So
Ugh. Ugh.
face it, Sean, I saw you with a Kelsey jersey and a Swift album in the background
Good
before we
thing
started,
I can't stand Travis Kelsey.
especially with that
Uh,
mustache now.
yeah. Huh. Anyhow, Seahawks giving up 2 at Giants. I've seen this game before. They screwed me. They screwed me. I had Geno Smith, and he didn't score a single touchdown last year when I had him.
Well, I'm going to go Seahawks both.
Yeah, Seahawks both. I don't
They're
care
playing
what
hot, man.
Daniel Jones. I don't care if Saquon Barkley is resurrected, has a bionic leg.
By
No
the
thanks.
grace
I'm
of Chris
taking the Seahawks.
Collinsworth
Yeah.
homoerotic
Oh,
commentary.
Chris Collinsworth. I think his time is coming. And I don't mean death. So let's get that straight.
Get him in a room with Saquon already, for God's sakes. All right.
Alrighty, so that's it's the Dolphins. What you got there? I think you obviously know that one.
What's Miami's favorite, right? Or is it Bills as 3? Bills 3?
Alrighty, so the Bills are giving up 2.5.
Oh man. I'm gonna go Miami both.
Miami both. Yeah, I'm gonna take Miami both. And then it's Patriots and the Dolphins.
You mean Patriots
Cowboys?
and the Cowboys?
Yeah, same thing. Um, giving up 6 points. That's
Wait,
kind
wait,
of
wait. Have the Patriots even scored 70 points total in the last 7 games combined?
no, 38. It's 38 in the last 3.
Okay. So, anyways, who's opening up as favorite?
The Cowboys. It's disrespectful. 6 points? Come on.
I'm gonna go Cowboys split. I already said it earlier. I think it's gonna be a close game.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the split too. I'm a
You're
fly
betting
in the
against.
face as my score prediction.
You're like, I think the Patriots are gonna win. I'm picking Dallas. What?
No. I'm those.
Don't walk it back.
I
Boston
just.
hears you.
Hmm.
Tom Brady's sitting in his
Good
luxurious
thing
50,000.
Foxborough isn't in Boston. Okay.
It's all clam chowder to me.
I don't even like clam chowder, but that's besides the point. So,
Remember when Paul Pierce pooped his pants? It was the clam chowder. That's what he said.
remember when your head coach of your team blew a playoff game because he was too busy vaping instead of paying attention to
Listen,
the down or getting the call in?
listen. All I'm saying is, if you're gonna
Oh,
have
I
that
got
much
one for
clam
you.
chowder,
I got one for you. Remember when your lineman was bullying the other first round draft pick as a
hey,
lineman, Richie
listen.
Incognito? You remember that?
He bullied him into a top.
Bullygate.
Listen, he bullied him into us being a top 5 offensive line for the first time in like 10 years at that
Yeah,
point. But
and it resulted all in how many wins?
we had 8. We had 8-8. That was our motto, dude. 8
Yeah,
and
I
8.
know. I mean, it still was
We
for
went
the
9 and 8
longest time,
last
but
year. It doesn't matter, Sean. We're probably still going to finish
so,
8-9 or 9-8 this year, anyways.
yeah, probably.
Somehow,
Probably. You guys find a way.
there's always
Owner
a
and
way.
all.
Stephen Ross isn't even there. What are you talking about?
He's
What's it?
probably a Mar-a-Lago. Who knows?
No, he's on a boat waiting for Tom Brady, and Tom's like, "I don't play anymore, Steve. What are you doing?" Anyways, I know. I just wanted lunch. I missed you. Oh, okay. What else? What other games we got?
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Wow. Is anybody got bye week yet, or is that? I don't think they start bye weeks till week 6, right?
I'm pretty sure.
Hey, question. You seriously going with Joshua Dobbs for the rest of our franchise season?
Yeah, I'm gonna finish it out. I'm gonna try to collect whatever measly draft pick I can get for next year.
What's his overall?
I believe it's a 79.
You might be able to get a third for him for a desperate team.
No, I'm talking about my team's positioning first round.
What do you have, like 5 first-round picks?
I have 3.
See, I've got 2
I have
firsts and 2 seconds.
I have a first overall, a fourth, and then 14th, I believe.
How upset are you going to be when Miami goes undefeated and wins the Super Bowl this year?
I mean, good for them. I can actually for once
Oh, here we
have
go.
to come up with another reasoning instead of hearing the 50 years plus of we won a perfect regular season and won a Super Bowl in a shorter season. And
It
it's
would all
always
be
funny
on
to me. It's always funny to me because the people that actually celebrate it are the ones that weren't even alive then. It's
in 40 years from now, you guys will still be talking about Tom Brady while your
I
team
mean,
is still
I mean,
struggling to find a
at,
quarterback.
at
It'll
least
all come
that's
back around.
at least that's 6 Super Bowls as opposed to 1.
Dude, Shula won 2 or 3, man. What are you
No, I'm
talking
talking
about?
about 50 years ago. They don't
Yeah, he
care.
won 2
They
Super
don't care
Bowls.
about the rest of that. Yeah,
Oh,
I know
listen,
that.
how upset are you going
So
to
do the
be?
Redskins. Are
How
you really proud of yourself?
I am. How upset are you going to be when you look on the sideline and you see your 6-time Super Bowl head coach can't even beat Bong Shula or Tan Marino?
I got the answer. I got
Go
the
ahead.
answer. I said it for a long time. I have seen so much success in the past 20 years. I can go the rest of my life knowing my team sucks and I'd still be satisfied.
Yeah,
Yeah,
is that what
unlike
that
you.
is?
Unlike you.
Hey, week 3 champs, 2 years in a row. That's all I got to say.
I'll take the betting odds that you'll probably go the rest of your life without seeing one.
You don't think we'll go to a Super Bowl?
No, no,
Wow. You don't
no.
think so?
He
Well, I
he
know we
might
did.
he might miss throwing a challenge flag or calling a timeout because he'll be too busy trying to take like a gravity bong hit on the
What's that
sideline.
apple core doing on the sidelines? Listen, Mike McDaniel, I give him all the credit. He's impressed me quite a bit this year with some of the new wrinkles he's put in the offense. Vic Fangio has been exactly what I thought he would be on this defense, which is going to take time. It's not that great. Um, Tua, I will say this. Tua what if I told you for the first 3 weeks of last year versus this year, his stats are 99% identical in everything.
Mm,
Touchdowns, interceptions, completion percentage, attempts. The only thing difference is he has 160 more yards this year.
what if I told you it's not even debatable that Mac Jones has way better stats this year than last year?
Well, I believe that. I mean, obviously that's why they're sitting at 2 and I mean 1-2. But the great Bill O'Brien and his college schemes are really working out. Maybe he can be an offensive coordinator for Mike McCarthy and they can play like Texas Tech over in Dallas, right? They can do something like that together.
I guess it's a good thing that even Billy O's seen probably more success than Mike McCarthy would ever, or your head coach, but
But
that's besides the point.
Bill O'Brien hasn't won a Super Bowl.
I didn't say he won one. Didn't he?
Yeah,
Didn't he take 2 teams to a Super Bowl?
and
And
lost both times.
your
With
head
how much
coach
talent?
hasn't won a playoff game. Isn't that what I always hear?
Bro,
Isn't that what I always hear?
Bill O'Brien Bill O'Brien was an offensive coordinator for a team that
Hey,
lost
hey,
thanks to a Super Bowl pick to Chase Blackburn,
hey,
who's a substitute teacher now.
he's also won more in college than your head coach
He
has in the NFL.
Bill
That's
O'Brien
not
was he on
debatable. You know
Alabama?
it's not Penn State and Alabama.
Penn State and Alabama. Penn
Remember
State's
that
the one where
turnaround? Remember that turnaround with the all that interesting
Sandusky Trail.
yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Bill O'Brien came at the tail end of the Sandusky Trail stuff.
Yeah, turn
And
that team around. Yeah.
yeah, he did. How many championships did they win?
A lot.
None. There's your answer, just like you did with the Texans. I digress. We'll see what happens. 17 points per game is
Hey, he
pretty
gave the
commendable,
Texans a
Sean.
lot of good years.
17 points per
Hey,
game.
I think
17 points per game.
you want to bet on that?
That's what it
No,
is.
you will. No, you willing to bet it's going to stay that way?
No, because I have faith. I actually have faith in Bill O'Brien. I think he's going to take the Patriots offense to 18 points per
Hey,
game.
I'd like to see your quarterback take blown out knee Devontae Parker, Juju Smith-Schuster.
We wouldn't sign him in the first place.
You're right. You guys you didn't even
What does
play Gasecki
what
when he
does
was
Bill
on your
do?
team. You didn't even play
Does
Gasecki.
Bill just look at medical bills from people's mail and goes, "Let's look at this guy. He seems pretty good." Bill, he
No,
has
no,
a
no.
spinal
He
issue.
knows he doesn't
Yeah.
have to pay that much. That's why.
He'll cover the medical bill and that's it. They pay
He
for free.
he's
Play for
he's
free.
the guy that walks up to the car in the used car lot and he scuffs it right in the middle of the conversation and goes, "What is this? What is this right here? Knock 500 off. I saw the Kelly Blue Book value."
Dude, Bill Belichick. I don't know. Are we going to see him throw that challenge flag with vitriol
This
and
time, I actually
disdain?
hope he gets fined for like hitting a ref in the eye with the flag or something. I'd that's worth it to me.
You know what
Every
I really
minute of
want Bill
that's
to
worth
do?
it.
I want Bill to tie it to one of those little Nerf footballs, and I want him to throw it as far as he can into the field. Maybe to the other sideline if he could. He's already kicked a pass that last year that
Yeah,
Packers threw
he
on the
punted
sideline.
it. He
He
punted
punted
like
that.
a 25 yarder right there.
Uh, there's been a lot of great Bill moments after Brady, like throwing
I
the
sent
phone
you
on the
that
sideline,
montage of the video once, him slamming the phone, throwing the tablet.
throwing the
Between
tablet.
him and Tom Brady, how many tablets do you think they broke?
Microsoft Surfaces get PTSD whenever they see those
In fact,
chubby
I don't know if you
fingers.
guys knew that the NFL actually came out and spoke on that and asked coaches and quarterbacks, a certain head coach and quarterback, to please stop throwing the tablet because they're proud sponsors of Microsoft Surface tablets. it's,
Not a good look for Microsoft. It's not working.
it's
Dude. Anyways, we'll see what happens. These picks, I got a good feeling this week. I think I'm going to be catching up on the spreads here, but we'll see what happens. And of course, Bills, Dolphins, 1 o'clock game. Patriots, Dallas,
4 o'clock game.
4 o'clock game. So we'll be coming to you next week with more breakdown and looking into week 5. So catch us on YouTube here. Give us a like and subscribe anywhere podcasts are available. Give us a follow or subscribe there as well, and drop a review. Always like that, and leave your comments. Love to hear it. So, all right, everybody. Well, thanks for joining us another week. We'll see you later on Rivals of the East.